Central bank independence does not mean that the central bank gets to do whatever they want. It means that the central bank can implement monetary policy to achieve the objectives set for it by the legislature and the executive branch. So in the case of the United States, Congress passed the Humphrey-Hawkins Act in 1977 and basically said, the Fed, your job is to achieve price stability and maximum employment. Those are your two goals. And then the independence part is how you actually achieve those ends. So that's really what the independence is about. And it doesn't mean that the Fed doesn't have to explain themselves. They do have to explain themselves. That's important for their credibility. And they do that through speeches, testimony, the FOMC minutes, transcripts to the minutes are released with a 5-year lag. So a whole host of ways of communicating, not only here's what we're doing, here's why we're doing, here's the motivation for what we're doing. And that helps sustain the Fed's credibility. So the question is then leads to what you ask is, why is this independence important? Well, the reason the independence is important is we want central banks to set monetary policy based on what's best to achieve the objectives set for it by the legislature. So in the United States case, price stability and full employment. And the best way to do that is to take a medium to long-term view about what monetary policy can best be set to achieve those objectives, rather than a short-term electoral cycle view. If the administration were to have control of monetary policy, they would have incentives to essentially overstimulate the economy in the run up to the next election. And then after the election, the Fed would be forced to slam on the brakes. And so you'd have the risk of a sort of stop-go kind of monetary policy and a much more volatile economy with upswings and downswings in inflation.